before we get started, let's check out the links in my description. We all want nice things. We want the car, we want a house, we want a high limit credit card. But if you don't have at least a 680 credit score, you're not even in the game. So click this link here to know where you stand and get your free credit scores from all three bureaus. That will be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. And also get your reports. If you would like to be free and become financially independent through entrepreneurship, click this link here to be free. If you'd like to get cash back, which is a discount during shopping, please click this link here to see my favorite cashback sites. And if you enjoy the music you hear in the background, please click the link here and subscribe to It's Oasis. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. Today we're going to talk about some more money that you can get for stimulus. But before we get into that, if you would like to know your FICO scores and what's in your reports with all three bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, click the credit monitoring link in the description below. If you'd like to make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your time using your vehicle, click the Wealth Dasher link in the description below. Now, if you don't have a car or you don't want to use your own, click the Wealth Hire Car link in the description below, and then you can use the Hire Car with the Wealth Dasher and still make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your time. Want to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500? Click the Be Free link in the description below and then click Sign Up. I'd like to get cash back while shopping online. Click the cash back links in the description below. You would like the new MasterCard. It's the Aspiration Zero MasterCard. They're offering $300 back on $3,000 spend in your first 3 months. You can apply for the Aspiration Zero MasterCard by clicking the Aspiration link in the description below. Now let's get to this stimulus money. Are you eligible for a special $1,261 stimulus payment? Are you eligible? Let's find out. A new cost of living adjustment may give a payment boost to Americans' supplemental security income and other Social Security benefits. The cost of living adjustment, or COLA, comes from a measurement of consumer inflation from the U.S. Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics called the Consumer Price Index. The Consumer Price Index tracks the price of goods and services bought by certain households that rose to 7%, the highest in almost 40 years. The Social Security Administration says that monthly payments for people with disabilities will rise by 5.9% this year, including Social Security checks this month and supplemental security income payments in December. COLA was announced in the fall as a result of inflation, which caused prices to rise because of the pandemic, like the Dollar Tree retail chain that is raising its prices above the $1 price range. Now, see, I was concerned at first, but I walked in the Dollar Tree the other day, and I guess it's not so bad. I mean, $1.25. I mean, it's 25% more. Don't get me wrong. So if you was to spend $5, I mean, come on now. That means you're actually spending, what's that? $6.25 now. Now, again, that's not a whole lot of money, but at the same time, I mean, we're talking about, an extra $1.25 that you didn't expect to spend. You know what I mean? Let's continue on. Supplemental security income recipients can receive $841 or $1,261 for couples at most. Right, so that's that. I mean, if you qualify for it, that's great. I mean, we're talking about Social Security money. So if you qualify for Social Security money, that's great. But let me go and elaborate on that, see if I can find another article that elaborates on that. Here's another article here on MSN. Mike goes more into it. Let me look down here. Give you more information on that. I guess these articles are short, but let me go ahead and read this one, see what they say. Millions of Americans are about to get what amounts to a pay hike. That's thanks to a cost of living adjustment, also known as COLA, that's giving a boost to these disabled Americans' supplemental security income and other Social Security benefits. That COLA stems from a key measure of consumer inflation from the U.S. Department of Labor's Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Consumer Price Index. That index tracks the price of certain goods and services bought by households, and it soared 7% in 2021, the biggest year-over-year increase in almost 40 years. Accordingly, the Social Security Administration has said monthly payments for its disabled recipients are going up 5.9% this year, an increase that will be reflected in Social Security checks going out this month, as well as in the supplemental security income payments that started going out in December. Supplemental security income payments. That 5.9% COLA increase was announced in the fall. It's the biggest for Social Security recipients in about 40 years, and it likewise speaks in a roundabout way to the effects that inflation is having in the U.S. right now. Partly driven by costs associated with the pandemic, prices are soaring right now for everything from cars to the price of groceries. The Dollar Tree retail chain for budget-conscious shoppers even announced that most of its prices going forward will be set at above the $1 mark implied in the chain's name. The Social Security Administration, meanwhile, mailed notices to recipients last month alerting them to the payment increases. The maximum federal benefit this year for supplemental security income recipients will be $841 and $1,261 for couples. Stimulus checks. This news comes as monthly stimulus checks have dried up for millions of American families following President Biden's push to extend them, having hit a brick wall in the Senate. The them in this case are the monthly child tax credit checks that ended in mid-December. The political dynamic in the Senate is such that unless Democrats can peel off a Republican vote or two, the votes just aren't there for more of these checks right now, which belies the fact that the payments are, no surprise, pretty popular with Americans around the country, especially considering that some 36 million or so got them for the 6-month period they were available. Right now, though, one of the only related benefits that are guaranteed this year for a broad swath of Americans is the second half of last year's child tax credit. That's something which will come in the form of a tax credit. You'll claim it when filing your federal tax return in a few weeks or months, as the case may be. Now, so it looks like what's happening is because the rise of everything, they're boosting the income for Social Security benefits. All right. So, I mean, it makes sense. Everything else went up. Why not that? All right. Even income are going up. They're trying to raise even the minimum wage right now. So, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes total sense. All right. But tell me what you think about this. Is that enough? I know it's not enough for everybody because if you don't get Social Security, I mean, that doesn't mean anything for you. All right. But anyway, tell me what your thoughts about all of this and everything else going on. Whatever you want to comment. It could be about anything as far as stimulus and credit and whatever, what's going on with the taxes this year. And you can talk about the PPP and the EIDL. It doesn't matter. We talk about it all. All right. So leave a comment below on what you want. And thanks for watching. If you would like to know your FICO scores and what's on your reports from all 3 bureaus, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, click the credit monitoring link in the description below. If you would like to make $500 to $1,000 plus per week utilizing your vehicle on your own time, click the Wealth Dasher link in the description below. If you don't have a vehicle or you don't want to use your own vehicle, then click the Wealth Hire Car link in the description below. And that way you can hire a car and use that vehicle to then Wealth Dash and make $500 to $1,000 plus per week on your own time. If you want to know how I got 5 properties for $5,500, click the Be Free link in the description below. And if you'd like to get cash back while shopping online, click the cash back link in the description below. Like, share the video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to It's Oasis, and until the next video, let's get this money.